Hello and welcome to Sports by Compian. My name, of course, is Stephen Compian, and I am joined here by my ever-present co-host, Mr. Dan Gill, here in the house with yet another pair of sunglasses. Dan, how are you tonight?
Doing great. Ready to talk some rugby, and I don't think I've ran out of sunglasses yet.
Nice. We're going to have to keep you supplied, and that's why all of our fans here, we're excited that you guys are here. We got some awesome rugby to talk about with you. You can see right from the picture over there, we were kicking off with Midwest Rugby Union playoffs, and quarterfinals, and of course going into the semifinals this very weekend. Daniel, very exciting stuff. We also have, of course, the Rugby World Cup is wrapped up. What will we do with our lives for the next 4 years, Dan? Where will we go? What will we do? Well, turns out
we got plenty of local rugby.
Yeah, there's so much, and even international rugby. These guys just keep going. It's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, there'll still be lots of good games. Fret not, people. In the meantime, talking about some Midwest playoff rugby. So we got Louisville takes it to South Pitt. I believe they were the home team for this one. So that's really most of the home teams won this week. They pull out a steady win, nothing too crazy, 26-12. They now go on to face the Tradesmen. That pulled off a close win against Detroit. It could be just how they have this position. They could be wrong. I know Wisconsin was at home, so I'm basing it purely on that, Dan, thinking that the left side is the home teams. So Detroit.
No, the right side's the home team.
Well, no, but we know that Lake County traveled to Wisconsin, so.
Yeah, but Lake County was technically the home team in that matchup.
That's insane. Why wouldn't they do it?
Because once you hit quarterfinals, it was like predetermined locations for these matchups. So it just happened to be that Wisconsin.
That's insanely inconvenient for Lake County. What?
Yeah, I mean.
What?
Well, yeah. Well, no,
that's insane.
I'm jumping the gun on this one, but Wisconsin and Red River play each other in Dubuque, Iowa, and it's a Wisconsin and a Minnesota team have to travel to Iowa for the semis.
Why am I not surprised about this madness, Carfu?
and I'm pretty sure that the Detroit versus Detroit matchup was in Cincinnati.
Perfect.
Good. So it was all neutral sites for quarterfinals.
Other than Wisconsin, of course, being fucking home and arguably sinking down a bunch of their D1 players, according to a source. So yeah. That's all very fishy. I don't like any of that, especially literally they had a Green Bay player zip for the team Thursday, and apparently in the bylaw this is not supposed to be approved. They got it through. It was approved by Carfu. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? The whole point of this whole clip system was to make sure that you're not allowing these guys to just hop around willy-nilly. You're not allowing players to drop down divisions. And then you're just going to go ahead and approve this for a playoff game, no less?
Yeah, I know this isn't the first time we've broached this topic. I know we had a Ravens game earlier this year that had a D2 side and a D3 side, and D2 guys came down for it. If that's truly what happened, again, this is all, hearsay. We can't definitively confirm, although we do genuinely believe.
Yeah.
Our sources.
Sources.
Sources. So yeah, if that's genuinely what's happening, there needs to be something into it because it defeats the whole purpose of what it is.
Yeah, not cool. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, Detroit lose to the Tradesmen. Tradesmen move on. Good for the Tradesmen, man. That's a tight game against their rivals there in Michigan. So clearly some good rugby coming out of Michigan. Two teams make it into these quarterfinals from there. So I would love to play these guys next year in the playoffs. That'd be terrific, Dan. I'm curious. I'm curious what Michigan rugby's like. And then we have Wisconsin Rugby Club. Just absolutely took care of business against Lake County. We kind of alluded to a couple of reasons maybe why. But yeah, them being at home when they're not even anyway. Good win for them. solid. They move on. They beat a good Lake County team. So I'm not gonna take anything away. They beat them handily, man. So
Yeah.
you gotta play
I
better
mean,
if
it
you're
was
Lake County. I think they would want the same.
yeah, no, I mean it was 25-0 at halftime. They
Right.
just kept the pressure on Lake County and made some unforced errors on Lake County's part. So, regardless of the alleged rumors, like if you're pulling the lineup right away, it's tough. It's tough to get anything going because you have no space. And that's really what they did. They gave them no room to work. They were getting right up to the ball carrier, right up to their rucks. And it's going to be a long day if you're on the other side of that. And
Absolutely.
ultimately becomes frustrating.
Good defense wins championships, Dan.
It does.
I'm a little confused if Wisconsin Rugby Club has a D1 or a D2 side, or if they have both in addition to their D3 side. Because Jeff was saying D1.
I thought it was a 1 and a 3 side.
I don't know. I thought it was a 1 and 3 side also, but apparently, yeah. So that's
Or maybe
no. I
it's
thought
a
it was
2.
a 2 and. But then I thought I saw them like in the
I think it's a
playoffs.
2. No, it's a 2 and a 3 side, I think.
That's what that makes sense because I thought I saw them. They're also in the playoffs for their 2 side as well. They're also playing this Saturday on their 2 side. So
Yeah, I think it's a 2 and a 3
all I'm
side.
getting at here is, all right, if that's not D1 players dropping down, even the D1 guys, man. At the end of the day, 15 on 15. You know what I mean? It's like
Don't
you're out there with the
don't they
guys who
share?
got you into the playoffs, won the first round, won that division, a very good division. Like, believe in yourselves,
Yeah,
man. It's a fucking 15 on 15 match at the end of the day. Play like the fucking
yeah.
Carfu champions that you are.
Well, they're not Carfree. They're Wisconsin.
I'm talking about Lake County.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it sucks. Lake County definitely looked good all year, so it's kind of a little disappointing.
That's all I'm saying. Is like, yeah, like all the things. Yeah, dude. Should they have done this, that? Whatever. What may or may not have happened. At the end of the day, man, that's the team you won Carfu with. So, show up.
So now Carfree is officially eliminated from the entire playoffs.
It's sad, tragic, Dad. Oh well.
Hey, Ravens are running the table next year.
Oh baby, championship or bust. Anyway, Red River just destroyed Rochester. Where's Rochester? Is that New York? No, they wouldn't be in New York.
No, they're both Minnesota teams.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the Red River just handled business against Rochester, and then now they go to play Wisconsin, right?
Yeah. Bottom 2 games match up against each other.
That should be interesting. That's going to be interesting. They're both going out to Dubuque. Let's have a look at those quarterfinals, shall we, Dan?
Yeah.
Bam. Here we go. So, yep, Tradesmen, Louisville, Red River, Wisconsin. Now, I got to go Wisconsin here. It's the team I know. I think those guys are ballers. They came to play us in the spring. We pulled out a very close one against them. We saw them throughout the summer. Bunch of absolute ballers. So if those guys could play together, not be too crazy in that back line, they got guys who can make plays up and down the whole field. So I think they will be just fine. I mean, I don't know anything about Red River. No disrespect, boys. It's kind of cool that you're called Red River, though. I definitely like that. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, no, I mean, we, being out there, we know the ability of the Wisconsin program. They're set up pretty well. If they play like they did against Lake County, minimal mistakes, strong defense, they could give Lake County a run for their money, or Red River a run for their money. But I mean, the last couple of games that Red River has had, I mean, they've looked good. They took out Quad City 52-12. So they've
been
kind of
balling
seem to
people
be
in the playoffs, huh? Like that's
they
that's
seem
that's,
to have
that's 107 points in 2 games in the playoffs. Like holy shit.
Yeah, like they have a pretty potent offense. So I think at this point, and honestly, a good defense over 2 games, they gave up 12 points.
True.
So, I mean, I think Wisconsin, and just given off a score base, we don't know Red River that well or really at all. I think Wisconsin could have their hands full though on it.
You're not wrong. Now that I'm thinking about this, Who knows, man? The last time we saw a Minnesota team come play a McCarthy team, it didn't work out too well for them. But like you said, Wisconsin's not Carfu, and we have no idea who the Red River is. So good luck to both teams, but I'm going to stick with Wisconsin on this.
I think I'm going to go Red River.
Solid. All right, we got Tradesmen, we got Louisville. This is an easy one for me. I love the Tradesmen name. I've been following their shenanigans on Facebook. They seem like a solid, good rugby club. No disrespect to Louisville. Wish them the best as well. But I'm taking the Tradesmen for this one. I think the Michigan rugby is strong.
Yeah, they travel down to Ohio for this matchup.
Ooh.
A Detroit and a Kentucky team playing Dayton, Ohio.
God, Ohio's so
Same
far
deal
from Kentucky.
Yeah, well, it's across the river, but
yeah, I guess
it's a little further up into Ohio. Either way, yeah, I mean, both teams look really good in the play-in round, putting up a respective 61 and 64 points each and holding their teams to 10 or less points, where we saw a much closer matchup in the quarterfinals. Obviously, Louisville with a little bit more of a spread than the Tradesmen got, but both gave up relatively the same amount of points in 12 and 15. So I think we might have a pretty tight matchup.
Yeah.
Round one, they had pretty potent offenses, but they got reined in. Louisville scored 26, Tradesmen scored 19. So I think we could see a toss-up, a good battle in this one. And this one, I think more than the other one, comes down to probably like one mistake.
I'll buy that. Well, who are you taking?
Oh, man. I'll need a Tradesman myself.
Yeah, man. Come on. We're going with Tradesmen. It's a Tradesman pod. Let's do it. All right. Good luck to all four teams. It's going to be some quality Midwest rugby played. Moving on to some big times. South Africa, take care of business in France. They are now four-time world champions. And none of this, let's win a fucking championship in our own country and call it the World Championship. Now, this is actually world champions 4 times in a row. The record, took down the other Titan in the match, no less. And now they once again. And before we get to you, Dan, one thing I want to say, I've always said it, great defenses win championships. These guys kicked 4 kicks. That's all. And they won. Defense wins championships. New Zealand had the ball for 60% of the time and they couldn't do anything with it. Granted, they were down a player.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Well, I mean, even that, they're. I mean, it was 12-6 at halftime.
Yeah.
New Zealand played the majority of this match. Ghana man.
Yeah, they did. Like when when they're getting back Pharrell, they immediately lose Kane. It's like, what?
Yeah, like they got the red card in the 27th minute, which I mean, honestly, when you lose by a point, that's kind of a tipping scale there.
For sure, especially your captain.
Yeah, your captain too. But here's the reality: South Africa had 2 different yellow cards that South Africa couldn't capitalize when it went back to a 14-on-14 matchup.
True.
Sure, New Zealand got 5 points in the second half, and they missed 2 crucial kicks. Would have won them the game. It was very unlikely to see Barrett miss some of those kicks, especially the way he was.
Well, Mo'unga took the other one. He took the Barrett took the penalty kick. Mo'unga took the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Barrett was making those penalty kicks in the matchup against Ireland. Right. And he was making those. So, one of them was really tough. He missed one in the 73rd minute.
Yep.
And New Zealand, they almost pulled it out at the end. There was a very unfortunate knock-on that they scored on.
Yeah.
They got called back when they dropped the ball coming out of the lineup. So that was a little heartbreaking on their part. But, I mean, we said this before earlier on the I'm going to call it the lost episode with Paul. Sad. But we all said that South Africa was getting hot at the right time. And we knew what they were capable of. And that's really what it was. They got hot at the right time, and they took it, and they capitalized New Zealand was very out of place even before the red card, and they just kept the pressure on.
One thing I'll say is that New Zealand is now 0-2 in the World Cup this year. Whenever Sam Cane was not on the field for more than 30 minutes.
Interesting.
So yeah, they didn't have him for that game against France to start off the World Cup because he was dealing with a back injury that had spazzed up apparently that Thursday. And then this World Cup obviously, down a whole player is obviously the big factor, but come on, Sam Cane, so can't lose him. Going back to that red card, Dan, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, I get giving the guy a yellow, the red, yes, for sure. But come on, man. 12 watching that play live. 13 made a couple shifts, Corral, I believe, a couple shifty moves, and then he turns quickly into Cane. Now Kane's got to drop his hips, and he's got to drop his hips in that situation. I like as I was watching the tackle, I was like, that was a lazy tackle by Cane, and sure enough, it fucking caused him. But dude, I get head-to-head contact's important, but you know what else is important? We're in the fucking World Cup, man, and we're 27 minutes in. You're really gonna give a guy a red on a TMO decision, and all because just like one crucial error of him not dropping his hips that was not malicious. It really was just him not dropping his hips in the right moment.
Well, one thing, apparently that was the first red card in the World Cup final.
Wow.
That I heard someone announce. But the interesting part is it comes back, and this was in days after. It came back to a point of pre-World Cup. They were talking about, and because a lot of the Southern leagues do this, is it's an orange card. It's a little bit more than yellow, not exactly a red. You have a more extended time off the pitch than a yellow card.
What about the whole game?
Were talking about not the whole game. I think it's a 20-minute card instead of with yellow and 10. Okay. Yeah. So it's like a 20-minute card, I think, 20, 25 minutes. But there's long talks before, like last year, like the year before and last year, leading into the World Cup of like, do we want to introduce this? Kind of for situations like this.
Yeah.
And it got struck down, but I'm very curious to see it given how this altered the game. No one knew that South Africa was going to get 2 yellow cards in the match and basically get New Zealand back into the match. But this really opened the door of like, this is a prime situation where you might have handed an orange instead of upgrading from a yellow.
100%. Yeah, this was just so tough to see, man. Like, you're here to watch the two giants go at it against each other. Stop. A fucking red? Come on, man. You're just ruining an opportunity for great rugby right there. Like, the game was still awesome, don't get me wrong, but I hate that decision.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think there was really much malicious intent behind it. I think it was just more a poor job of getting yourself in the right spot, but also, I don't want to say bang bang because I don't think it was
happened fast though. Like 13 like whipped into him at the last second. Like it happened very fast.
It's not like he came in on him. It was the other way around.
Exactly. Anyway, moving on from that. Crazy tackle by 14. I don't know the other South Africa wing, not Kobe, comes over on I believe it was a line or something, but just made an amazing tackle on Richard Awanga and the fucking Richie Awanga there on the sidelines. Saved the game for South Africa. If they give up that try, that was game. Just an absolutely beautiful game-saving tackle. Shout out to him. 14. Sorry,
yeah. Yeah, no. Their lines were phenomenal at catching up.
Yeah, they just closed those gaps and dude, the New Zealanders are fast, so to close those gaps, it's impressive.
That's impressive.
That's some speed right there. So shout out to South Africa. They absolutely earned this one. I hate the call by the refs, but not taking anything away from how this team played all World Cup. They deserved it, and they got a lot of veterans over there, man. Back-to-back champions. It's gotta fucking feel great.
Did you see that apparently they, after the game, they already put the year marker on their team bus?
Did they? That's pretty funny.
Yeah, Yeah,
That's pretty confident. Their coach is retiring, right?
I didn't hear that. He is.
I think he is. Yeah, I think he's going off into the sunset.
I
Good
mean,
for
back
him.
to backs. Why
Back to
not?
back, man. It might be time to call it after a good run of 8 years. Good for him. Khaleesi once again wins another one as captain over there. Great story with that guy. He's really cool. So happy to see him being successful. Oh, shout out to Adi Sabia, Rugby World Cup Player of the Year. Well deserved all year long, man. We've been covering a shitload of rugby on this over this 2 year period, and the amount of times we've seen Adi Sabia cross that try line or just make ridiculous plays or offloads or run over three guys and offload to somebody to make an easy try. It's ridiculous. So it's cool that he's finally gotten recognized for it. Dude's in his prime right now. So man, even like as he came in as captain, like I don't know. I just love that guy's demeanor. Like talking to the ref, I think he did a good job. Like everyone else would have been so frustrated. Like one of the Redmonds we're close to was saying like, man, if I'm on that field, like they would have had to take me out of cuffs. I would have been all over that ref. And just imagine that because like it's like his only reaction is, so we're upgraded to yellow to red.
I mean, like he caught a lot of heat over it from what I've been reading online.
Oh, have they? They
Uh,
wanted him to give him more shit. What are
apparently,
you
people
gonna
are
do? It's
sending
been decided at that point. I'm a big believer. Don't fuck with the ref because it's been decided. All
dude,
you're gonna do is piss him
like,
off.
like apparently people are like sending threats to him and stuff like that. Like that's
Dottie
bad.
about this? Are you kidding me? Or the ref?
Huh?
Who are they sending threats to? They're sending it to Adi Sabia for not talking more shit, or to the
No,
ref?
no, no, to the ref for
Oh, okay.
like for upgrading it to a red card.
Yeah. I mean that's a
And
tough
I'm like,
call.
that's absurd.
I don't believe in sending anyone to death threats.
Dude,
You're a crazy
I don't
person.
care. I don't care how tough of a call it is. Like
Yeah,
death threat.
that's just crazy talk. But I mean,
I mean that's.
people have sent death threats for less. All right.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, shout out to South Africa. Huge win for them. Wraps up our world coverage.
Do you
World Cup
think that?
coverage here at Sports by Compian. Did anyone call
Do you
South
think
Africa? I feel like I called New Zealand at the beginning of this.
I took Ireland?
You took Ireland? Okay. I think I
I
took
think you
New
took.
Zealand.
Do you think they'll three-peat it?
No. No, I gotta hope
No.
somebody's gonna step up and take it from them. New Zealand probably should have this year. I think someone's coming for them, man. Rugby's blowing up right now. It's getting, well, maybe it's just blowing up in my own world, but either way, it's getting a lot more exciting and a lot more competitive across the board. I think we're
Look,
seeing some up and up.
they're doing an expanded field
Yeah,
next time.
more people, more teams.
Hopefully the USA can find a way to get in.
Bro, if we don't get into that, like, let's just shut down the whole thing. Let's just shut down USA Rugby, burn it to the ground, burn Carfu with it, and we'll just figure it out amongst ourselves. We don't even need you idiots.
The fact that there's not a tier system here or
Oh
some,
my
they
god,
need
dude.
something.
We will figure it out amongst ourselves. You guys are fucking noobs. Anyway, Sports by Compian out here solving the fucking rugby problems of the USA. Make sure you subscribe and like our content so that you can, get this big sports coverage. Daniel, do you have any final words here for the people of Sports by Compian?
Yeah. As our friend George, I'm pretty sure I said this already. If you're not doing anything, get out there. And clearly we need rugby players, so we'll turn you all into one.
Do it, man. And you know what? It's better than sitting around all winter. Do not do the whole thing where it's like, oh, it's too cold and gloomy out there to go to the gym or be active. That's a terrible idea. You're going to fall into a deeper winter depression, so don't do it. Stay active with your gym day. Stay active with your activeness. Get out there, man. Wear a couple of layers. You can still go for a walk. And guess what? You can put on like one layer and go for a run. You won't even feel the cold after like 10 minutes if you're running fast enough, Dan.
Don't run that fast.
This is science, Dan. Well, you just got to work on the sprints, Dan. It'll do it. Also, I overheat very quickly, so this may be propaganda. Maybe wear 2 layers.
You've seen me run, and I told Paul my first day of practice inside the 22s I'm good. If I get caught on the other 22, you better send help.
Sports by Compian. Out!